everyone, this is CJ Novo 992 and today we are back for a brand new video. Today's video we are finally back to discuss 3 points on the books for Rangers. Boy, does it feel like it's been a while since we've said that. But before we go any further on with today's video, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't mind hitting that subscribe button, that would be absolutely tremendous. It's right down there if you haven't done so already. It's free, doesn't cost you anything, it just helps us on our march towards 55 frickin' K. No, I have no idea why I went with 20. I'd love to blame it on the medication, but we all know I'm just dumb. Anyway, let's discuss the football then, shall we? Because Rangers were finally back, and there were so much expectations going into this game of football at home at Ibrox, 3 o'clock Saturday, the way football should be. And I think with the international break, it always just makes it even that bit worse when the football does finally come back, because you're expecting just absolute fireworks. And let's be brutally honest, that first half was the exact opposite of that. In fact, the best way to summarise how I feel about the first half is, I felt better about the first half before a ball was kicked than afterwards, if that makes any sense. Because when I seen the team sheet and I saw we actually played wingers, I was like, oh, look at this. This is brilliant. Then the 45 minutes came and I went, it's not so brilliant. And you already know what I'm kind of hinting at here, but it was the fact that Ryan Kent ended up picking up a knock and being substituted off around about the 33rd minute of the first half. And it was a massive blow for the laddie because you saw the guy's reaction. He was absolutely heartbroken. He was standing there hiding his face because he was emotional, because there was all that pent up emotion finally returning to Rangers, and he just wanted to pull on the shirt and play well. He gets 35 minutes a game, ends up pulling his hammy and needs to walk off the park. Now, when I'm currently recording today's video, I don't know how serious the injury actually is. Again, Gerard may come out in a couple hours time or maybe sometime tomorrow and confirm whether it's a serious injury, but I'm pretty sure the fact that he was able to walk off the park kind of hints that it's more of a precaution substitution rather than a dreaded 6 to 8 weeks kind of injury for the old hammy. And I know a lot of people's going to focus on the fact that he got injured, and I know some people on the other side of things are laughing and poking fun, but that's just absolutely pathetic. But I think if you look at what Ryan Kent was able to do in his basically first professional game so far of the season, I think he showed little glimpses of he's still got that magic and ability, and he just needs that little bit of a tune-up to become the man we all want him to be. And one of the biggest things I'll take away from this game of football is right about the 20th minute, I believe it was, Ryan Kent down the left-hand side, skilling and thrilling. He passes into Joe Aribo, who does a beautiful sort of chop pass into Alfredo Morelos, who reads it perfectly, and he hits it first time, and it just goes over by about an inch. That moment right there is the one I'm going to remember, not the fact that he had to walk off injured and basically be absolutely heartbroken. It's that little glimpse of quality and the potential link-up between him, Joe Aribo, and Alfredo Morelos, which may benefit us in the long term for a lot of years to come. So unfortunately, that's where Ryan Kent's involvement ended for Rangers in this game versus Livingston. But there was one other moments of quality from Rangers in the first half just before we wrap up and move on to the second. That was the fact that Scotty Arfield rattled the bar, and then after the ball got cleared, the ball got quickly swept out to Tavernier, and Tav does what he always does, whips an absolute beautiful ball into the box, and Alfredo Morelos just doesn't quite read it right, ends up, I think, hitting his face and then bouncing away. It was honestly one of those 15-20 seconds when you just sit back and say, oh, it's this kind of day, is it? That's the kind of day we're having today, Rangers. But you shake that off and you think, nah, I'm not going to go down the negative spiral. I'm going to stay positive. We're going to go into half time and we're going to explode out the second half and take over this game and just take those chances that we never took in the first half. Well, we didn't quite do that, did we, ladies and gentlemen? We are Rangers fans, and it never, ever goes to plan. Within 2 minutes of the second half of the restart to get us fired back up, we give away a silly penalty kick and go 1-0 behind. Definitely a penalty kick, by the way. Arfield so slow and sluggish with his reaction, it's just a silly challenge to give away, and Lawless steps up and finishes it nicely on the bottom right. And you start to hear that familiar sound of "Hello Darkness, my old friend," just at the back of your mind saying, oh no, here we come, here we come. And you almost, just for a brief moment, start to miss the international break. But thankfully there was one man who grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck and just refused to let that happen. In the 55th minute, the captain steps up, whips in a beautiful set piece that ends up going all the way through and into the back of net. Very, very reminiscent of his free kick versus Celtic last season. And it was one of those moments when you go absolutely mental, then you go over and you look at the clock and you go, oh my sweet 55. You may be asking yourself, CJ, did you just tip your hat to one of your own jokes? Yes, I did. But all joking at that to one side for a brief moment, it's got to be said that Livingston certainly came to play in this game of football. When it went back to 1-1, it wasn't all done and dusted. They never rolled over and died. They continued to fight, and occasionally throw men forward. And this is where we're just going to hold our hands up, ladies and gentlemen, because Dykes ends up pushing Andy Halliday to one side, running through, he rounds the goalkeeper and slips into the back of the net to make it 2-1. But thankfully it was incorrectly disallowed and pulled back for a free kick. Now I'm just going to be honest with you, it's 100% never ever a foul on that goal. Should have stood. Andy Halliday needs to be tougher there. He was manhandled all day, and I thought his performance was really, really bad, if I'm just being brutally honest with you. And he got manhandled on that occasion. The guy ran through and scored a goal, but thankfully we actually get a call from the SPFL. Finally, one of those things that what goes around comes around after all the BS that we received last season. Hibs, I'm looking at you with that foul on Tavernier at the edge of the box that we never got, and he's ran down and scored, which finally came back. But back to this game of football then. The same guy who delivered a wonderful set piece in the 55th minute to bring us back into the game whips in another beautiful set piece. This time it's a corner kick. Joe Aribo flicks on and Alfredo Morelos is there to beat it perfectly with a big boy header to put us 2-1 up in the 71st frickin' minute. Alfredo Morelos maybe missed a couple of chances or snatched at a couple of chances earlier on in the game, but when it matters the most, Alfredo Morelos stepped up with another massive goal for the Glasgow Rangers, and it was a beautiful finish from the little Colombian mute. And the third goal of the game was my favourite goal of the game, and it comes from Barker, the same Barker who people were laughing at and quote tweeted saying, haha, Kent's injured, they're having to play Barker, they spent 7 million and they're playing Barker. Well, he silenced his all. His goal was brilliant, using his pace against the ball, and then he cuts inside and absolutely fires it square in the top bin. It was absolutely beautiful watch. You saw his reaction, you saw the fans. That was a moment there, ladies and gentlemen, and something that he deserved, because when he came on there was a lot of questions and everything about what this guy actually has, and if I'm being honest with you, he was one of the best performances for Rangers in that game of football. From the moment he came on to the last whistle, he was the most positive player on the park, in my personal opinion. And that was how the game finished. It finished 3-1 to the Glasgow Rangers. Definitely a hard fought game of football, especially coming back off the international break, blowing away the cobwebs, but we rallied, we responded, and we showed fight and desire once again to show that we are a different Rangers team than we have been in the past, because there was no way we would have been able to fight back in this game of football, because you've got to give a lot of credit to Livingston. They came there, they created chances, hell, they hit the bar, they missed a couple of massive headers, opportunities from set pieces, they forced Alan McGregor into a wonderful save in the second half, and also they got their big number 9 set off as well, deservedly so by the way, for throwing the elbow at Connor Goldson. They came to play, but Rangers responded and we got the job done, and that is the most important thing. 3 points on the books. And the last thing to say before we wrap up and jump over to the people's opinion is to give you my man of the match, who has to be Captain Tavernier. I thought he was absolutely excellent and putting in another captain's performance. His delivery, especially when we went behind, was absolutely immaculate, and every goal can be traced back to that man. So for me, it has to be Captain Tavernier. And as always, while I'm reading out the people's opinion from Twitter, make sure we get your thoughts and opinions out there. That is why that comment section exists. Share your opinions on the 3 points versus Livy. Now, jumping over to Twitter, there's been 961 votes, with 48 minutes remaining. Thank you so much for getting involved. 6% votes for other, 22% votes for Stephen Davis, 34% of the people votes for Alfredo Morelos, but the far away winner with 39% of the vote is Captain Tavernier as the people's man of the match. Snake Harper writes in, was slog of a match, but Tav stepped up and drove us forward today. Probably didn't deserve a win, but will defo take it. EBTFC writes in, Tav 100% leads by example and drives us on when we are struggling. Alistair McKenzie writes in, Tav got us the equaliser and was the driving force to go and get us the win. Pistol writes in, Davis for me, solid as ever in the middle of the park and controlled most of the game. Fares writes in, after a goal down, the captain stepped up, so Tav was my man of the match for me. Jordan, however, writes in, how's Tav winning this? WTF. David White writes in, total coin toss between Tav and Davis for the man of the match. Both were excellent. Gutted about Kent's injury, but happy for Barker, who didn't shy out of taking his chance. He played very well today, which is a very fantastic point. Stuart Ward writes in, Tav great at the back and his cross-in was excellent. And the last 2 or 3 that we'll read out, the first one comes in from Casey Todd Gray, and he writes, when Barker came on, he changed the entire game. Tony Wilson writes, captain's performance, especially in the second half, he had to be the man of the match. And the last one we'll read out comes from Logan Neely, and he writes, Tav's running the show. I love it. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You've heard from the people. Hopefully you've been able to hear me. Again, I do apologise about the circumstances. I know it doesn't sound great or look great, but we are trying to push through, so I do apologise about that one. But if you haven't had your opinion or had your say yet, dive into the comments and share yours. Before we wrap up though, I need to give a massive thank you to the absolute legends on the Patreon's account if you would like to support the channel. Link for that is down there in the description below. And as always, I've been TJ over 92. Thank you so much for watching, and bye.